Day 7 of COVID-19 quarantine, and just got this guy. This is an Eastar full-size violin. Just pulled it out of the box. Packaging was pretty good, and I was gonna go check it out. So the case is pretty robust. Looks like it's pretty good quality. It's very light. Yeah, you got backpack straps here, and a handle, front pocket, which feels empty right now. Empty. The zipper is covered by this little Velcro flap. You open it up. So far, all Eastar's cases have been pretty impressive. Okay. Wow, that's cool. A little scary at first, but that's it right there. I mean, I know it doesn't ship with the bridge on. I get it, but it's just kind of gnarly when you look at that first glance. You're like, what the hell? Relive that for you. I mean, it looks broken at first. It's not. It's just, you know, the way it comes. But anyway, so let's see what we got going on here. So I'll do this little Velcro thing. Pull this guy out. All right. Now, I'm not a violin player at all. I did play violin as a kid. It was my first instrument. But I certainly don't consider myself a violinist by any stretch. I do have a few students who are violin players, who I would have loved to have give this a go, but sadly, COVID-19, not going to be seeing them for several weeks, I'm sure. So I can't have them test this. But you know, I've been an owner of stringed instruments for years, and I'm sure I can come up with something. Okay, so we got that. I think that's pretty common, having a little bit of a tilt in the bridge. So it kind of comes pre-slotted. It's a little messy. I don't know what happened here. There's grooves and notches, but it seems like, I don't know, not the best bridge. I'd expect this to be a little bit cleaner and a little bit, not cleaner, like, I don't really care that it's, you know, darker there, but I'd expect it to be much cleaner of a cut, of a routing. Let's see. Ooh, extra strings, tuner, and extra little shoulder rest, rosin. All right, so yeah, and of course the bow. We'll take a look at that in a hot second. Okay, sounds nice. That's not going to work. Loosen up all these bad boys. I had my childhood violin in my school. I didn't know I was going to be doing this review until. And I'm not tuning it yet. I'm just putting some tension down on it, just so the bridge doesn't fall off. Okay, the machines look pretty cool. All right, leave them halfway so you can tune a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's sculpted well. I'm sure it's a machine that does this, but yeah, overall, it's pretty sharp, eh? Again, very light instrument. I'd imagine this is a full-size violin, so, and it has the built-in, I would say fret markers, but finger positions on there. Of course, I don't know what these are anymore. So far, it looks like it's mother of pearl in there. It could have been a little bit cleaner, the way they routed that out, or drilled that out, or whatever, and put those mother of pearl fret markers in. See some wood filler in this one. It's a little bit messy. But again, you're spending $75 on a violin. I mean, you're gonna expect some things like that. I mean, if someone told me you were gonna buy a $75 violin, I would think that it would be a toy, like a plastic toy, right? This is actually wood. What kind of wood, I have no idea. But, I mean, it's legit violin. So, all right, let's give this a shot. Oh yeah, let's take a look at the bow. Now, I do know a decent bow when I see one. I've had to buy a few bass bows for school a couple of times, and I've used bass bows as a classical percussion major. We needed bass bows here and there for making for bowed cymbals, bowed vibraphones, and things like that. So yeah, even for that stuff, you wanted a good quality bow. All right, so it's not really the wooden part that concerns me. It's the hairs. Now, I'm pretty sure this is not authentic horsehair, right? That would cost a ton, but well, it's pretty nice. I mean, it looks like it's a zebra wood kind of finish. You can see the drilling or the sanding machine a little bit, but you can see that it's got a little bit of like teeth marks there. That looks cool. It's either rosewood or some type of zebra wood. I don't know what this bow is made of, but overall, the frog looks pretty cool. You got the mother of pearl thing. That's centered pretty nice, but there is some gaps between the wood and the mother of pearl or plastic. I don't really know what it is. That's nice and flush. It's nice and flush. All right. All this stuff looks pretty much on point. Finish blemish here. Finish blemish there. You see some of the glue kind of spilling out. Now let's give this a little tighten. See how this works. All right. It's getting tight. Good, good. I'm not going to go too far with it. Yeah. I mean, it'll work for sure. All right, so I did find a second bridge. This one looks to be a little bit lower. Never mind. I think it's the same height, but it's an extra one. This one is much better. It's not that much nicer and cleaner. So this is what I would expect out of both of them. But I'm glad there's two of them. So just in case, right? All right. So let's take a look at this rosin. I am not a rosin expert, of course, but the rosins I've come across that have spent good money on for bass bows was not as clear as this. It's always been darker, much more amber color. There's already sort of like an internal crack in there. Designed in Italian. It's designed in Italian. Good. All right, so the first rosinings take forever. Oh, that's really chipping off. Damn. Combination of heat, just friction in general, will slowly pulverize that sap. All right, so that was a bit of a pain in the ass, tuning this thing, as I remember. But yeah, the fine tuners work pretty well. Yeah, the tuning machines are fine too. I mean, it's just, yeah, violins are not machine heads. They're, these are all friction based, so you got to turn it and then jam it in there. But yeah, pretty close. Open fits. Okay, see if I remember this. Oh my god! Oh, rosining it was totally fine. But anyway, I have no idea what I'm doing. Markers seem to be right. Sounds like a bagpipe. All right, I give up. I mean, it makes sound. It sounds like a violin. It sounds like a guy who doesn't know how to play a violin is playing a violin, so I guess it sounds pretty accurate. But yeah, overall, yeah, pretty impressed with it. It's again, solid instrument. Wood. Appears to be a rosewood fretboard. Sorry, I'm using guitar terms here. Yeah, overall not bad. Not bad, Eastar. Really solid. So definitely check this out if you need a quick replacement for an instrument. This is definitely one that you can pull off, as a backup if you're a middle school, high school kid. If you're just starting on your own, you just want to be a hobbyist. I mean, I can't play this thing. I'm a trained musician. I don't know how to play this thing. This is absolutely where I would start if I wanted to relearn this instrument. But anyway, so that's that Eastar full-size violin.
So I just received this violin, and it took 5 minutes to get it tuned. It wasn't packed super well, and so the fine tuners were all completely unscrewed and loose in the box, and it seems like the tailpiece kind of like rubbed and scratched. It could have been packaged a little bit better, and they're a little bit like rattly and bent, but you know, I got it back into position and tuned up okay. Seems to be holding a tune right away. The biggest problem is that the bow is very warped. Like this is, even when it's all the way loose, it bows up, and then it's also warped to the side quite a bit, as you can see, which I'm hoping customer service will help me out with that. But I just wanted to leave a review. So the sound's pretty good for straight out of the box and still settling in. And I'm used to playing a full violin. It's a little weird to play a 3/4, but I'll just play a little bit of something. So another nice thing is it does seem like the dots are pretty close to where they go. It's always annoying putting the tape on for kids, so that's nice. Anyway, that wasn't great playing, but it's like holding a tune pretty well. The tone's pretty good. The bow really leaves something to be desired, but otherwise, like the shoulder rest's okay. The tuner works. It's pretty nice.
Este violín se ve bonito, pero la verdad deja mucho que desear en cuanto a calidad y acabado. Ahí se puede apreciar las irregularidades. Esto es polvo, que eso no es, eso es normal. Pero mire los acabados. Mire los acabados. Aquí debajo del diapasón se ve muy, o sea, sin pintura. Eso que está debajo, no sé qué sea, parece que sea como pelusa de un trapo cuando lo limpiaron o lo quisieron limpiar, pero no quita, es muy Está muy mal acabado este violín. Sé que no es fino, es uno para principiante, pero la verdad no sé por qué todas estas irregularidades en cuanto a la fabricación. Mire acá, esto tiene mucha rebaba en las Fs, no están pulidas. Esto acá también tiene muchas irregularidades aquí dentro. Mire esto, no está siquiera bien terminado. Uno no está pidiendo madera fina, pero por lo menos madera bien terminada. En general, un 6, un 5, 6. El violín no está afinado, sí, afina. Las clavijas funcionan bien, pero porque sí está afinado, pero no me gustó.
So I have a 7-year-old daughter who's been really into violin for, I don't know, the past 3 years or so. So she had a plastic one, kind of a cheap toy for quite a while until that thing fell apart. And it wouldn't really hold a tune, you know, you couldn't play it. So I was looking for something a little better that was actually made, you know, maybe with real wood and could actually stay in tune. And this is absolutely fantastic. It's, you know, keep in mind, just a lower level beginner's violin, but it's actually made of wood, not plastic, and it tunes. The fine tuners work. The bridge is great. It comes with 2 bows and the rosin and the shoulder pad, an extra set of strings. I mean, man, for the price, you can't beat it. You just can't beat it. And you don't want to spend $500 on a good one if they're not going to stick with it. You want to just kind of have something in the middle, but it's got to be playable, or else the kids are going to get discouraged with it. And this is definitely playable. It's fantastic.
Okay, Mary Had a Little Lamb on my starter violin. Nope, not that.